after two absorbing days of cricket, the first 2 days, England bounced back to dominate the entire third day and take a decisive lead. Sanjay, could you review the day's play? Where exactly do India stand now, and what about England?
Well, clearly England is in the ascendancy. They are the dominant team at this stage, and India will have to play really well to either save or win the Test match. But Zaheer Khan's absence was going to be felt at some point of time. India had done well until now in the absence of Zaheer Khan and with Harbhajan Singh lack of potency. But sooner or later that was going to catch up with India, and that happened on day 3 at Trent Bridge. And I have actually no criticism to make of the three seamers. The way they bowl, they were trying their best, but they have limitations. Zaheer Khan brings the experience to this bowling attack, and without Harbhajan Singh, and he was not on the field for a while, the combined experience of the three seamers is not much. So yes, India were exposed today because of the absence of Zaheer Khan firstly, and Harbhajan Singh absent on the field, and also because of the kind of form that he's in as an off spinner.
No doubt India were like maybe one or more than one bowler short. But what about the field placements? There was a lot of criticism that could be heard. Do you think at the beginning in the first two sessions when Ian Bell kind of completely dominated our bowlers, there was a lot of he was given a lot of freedom to score?
No, I think what happened is these are all very astute minded cricketers. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is very sharp. They started off the day. They had Srishant and Praveen Kumar bowling with a ball that was fairly new, and they bowled in their typical style. Started releasing the ball, and found that the pitch wasn't offering them as much as it had in the first innings or on day 2 as well. And suddenly it dawned on them that their style of bowling that they had, especially with Praveen Kumar and Srishant, is not going to give them any great joy. So Ishant Sharma was the other hope, whether he would come in and hit the deck a little harder and get some purchase of the pitch. And that also didn't work. So I think that knowledge just hit them that, oh no, this pitch has stopped helping us. And Harbhajan Singh, as a spinner, has not really been an addition to this bowling attack. So India could go nowhere. They had to stick it out with the three seamers, and a decision I think was made quite early that the best thing to do was keep the runs down and pick the wickets when they come.
Speaking about England, could you talk about Ian Bell playing for the he hit his first century at number 3. He just took over Trott's position. It was a makeshift position, but he just kind of never played like that. He was in a new position. He was batting in a new position,
and he's got the kind of game that any position for him should not be a problem, and because it's hard to find a big weakness in his batting. Only weakness that can creep in, when he wasn't playing well, is the mental side of things. At the moment, after the Australia tour, he's been playing well. The confidence is quite high, and when you look at his game, it's a pretty all-round game that he has. He has a good defense, shots off the front foot, off the back foot, both on the offside, onside. So you can't actually, categorize him as a middle order batsman or a number 4, 5, 6, because he has the game to take any position in that batting order, and looks a class player. It's just nice to see somebody look so good when he's playing shots. I kept saying on air as well that he's one of the more stylish players playing this game. So always great to see such batsmen do well, because it's that much more pleasurable to watch cricket.
Could you pinpoint where exactly did he take the game away from India?
But I think that first session, India was hoping, while the ball was quite hard, that they would get some help, but Kevin Pietersen and Ian Bell made sure that there weren't too many wickets falling, and they were dominant as well. Kevin Pietersen is a difficult man to bowl to, and Ian Bell is pretty orthodox and classical. So the bowling attack also wasn't testing enough. Once the help had gone from the pitch for the seamers, the bowling attack was really manageable for people like Kevin Pietersen and Ian Bell.
The day seemed to be kind of moving towards complete England domination till at the stroke of tea, Ian Bell decided to stop midway into his third run, which turned out to be a very controversial decision as the umpires referred to the third umpire and then gave him out. Till it's reportedly Andy Flower and Andy Strauss walked up to the Indian dressing room and asked them if they would like to rethink the decision, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni decided to offer Ian Bell or once again a chance. And what do you make of the decision? I mean, it would be the talking point of one of the big talking points of this Test match.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty unique incident, so I can understand the interest of everyone, and we were also completely taken by that, almost consumed by that event. And my reading of that whole situation was that Ian Bell, I think, made a huge mistake that most batsmen would not make. And here, I think another critical example to look at, or a figure to look at in that whole, scene and that episode is Owen Morgan. When that ball was stopped by Praveen Kumar and whatever was happening at the boundary rope, and Ian Bell assumed either it was a boundary or it was saved for whatever. He started walking, and Owen Morgan, immediately you can see that his arm goes up and he's sort of trying to tell Bell, hang on, let's wait for a conclusion of this event. And then when Bell starts walking, he looks at Asad Rao to see whether the umpire has called play off. Nothing was done. So Ian Bell actually was being a bit careless, and Michael Holding made a very good point. It's the job of the umpire to call it a boundary or call it T. Ian Bell took it upon himself. He actually signaled the end of that session, or decided that it was a boundary. And if you look at the Indian players, they instinctively are waiting for the umpire to say something, because they've also got the feeling they're also pretty long distance away from what was happening on that boundary rope, and all of them were still aware that the ball is alive and not dead yet, especially Abhinav Mukund, who was most aware of the whole situation than anyone else. So as far as India is concerned, they didn't cheat. There's nothing unethical about. And Ian Bell, I don't think it was a small mistake or something that you can feel sorry about. I thought he was careless. Doziness is another word that was used. So I think Ian Bell was lucky to get that reprieve.
Where do you think the game is going on now? How difficult is India to come back? 2 days to go, but England seem to have an unassailable lead.
Yeah, it's going to be a big total that India will chase, and this ground doesn't have a history of big targets being chased down. But we shouldn't look too much into history, because funny things have happened, especially in the last 2 decades, where huge scores have been chased down. And also, I keep saying the DLT factor in this Indian team. Dravid, Lakshman, Tendulkar, all three are playing well. Tendulkar may have failed on 3 consecutive occasions, but these guys are at the top of their game. So you've always got to keep that little door open for that possibility that India might surprise England, because these guys are perfectly capable, at least 2 of the 3, to get hundreds, and big ones at that. Having said that, the pitch is, my assessment of the pitch now is it's a pitch which will support the hard new ball. While the ball is hard, I think the pitch will continue to support the bowlers, but once it starts to soften a bit, the pitch has become really good for batting.
Thank you, Sanjay. That was Sanjay Manjrekar summing up the Day 3's play at Trent today.
Thank you.